Hello, beautiful people. My name's Kristen. Thank you for stopping by my channel to talk about the Behind the BookTube tag. If you like to talk about books and bookish life and just kind of life in general as it is for a reader, if that sounds good, like and subscribe, stick around. I have got my hot tea. I am a little under the weather. In addition to being a family director, have taken on an additional part-time job as a preschool music director. Yes, those who know me, that's probably a little surprising, but I do love my little peoples. I do love music, and I don't have formal training in music, but at the preschool level, that's okay. It's really about joy and just the big concepts which I can handle. And so a result of this, though, is that I have a suppressed immune system, at least when it comes to encountering illnesses and young children. And this is the reason why I haven't stuck in that for very long in the past. But I decided to give it another go. And after 1 week in, I am horribly stuffed up and having a cold. So I've got my hot tea, and I thought this is the perfect time to do my little chat and my little catch up. And it is really a response as opposed to going through 1, 2, 3, 4. However, I can tag some people at the end, and I will put in the description below the actual official questions if you want to follow along. But really, I'm just going to kind of share my thoughts in the order that it makes sense to share them for me. I really particularly like the question about if someone was starting or thinking about BookTube, what would be advice? And even advice for people who are out there doing BookTube. And that really is, don't be intimidated. It's okay to make mistakes, which is another question. We all make mistakes, all of us. I've made plenty of mistakes or things that I'm kind of cringe if I go back and look or whatever, but it's okay. I'm not going to take down a video or feel bad necessarily. Everything's a learning, and that should be life too, right? We learn through our mistakes. So just put out there whatever you have, learn from it, grow from it, and then figure out what you really want from it. If you're thinking that it's all about making money and livelihood, that's a way different goal than just out here to have community or friends or have a platform to record your thoughts or your books or your hauls or whatever. So know what it is that you want to do. Now, my back story of deciding to start was that I actually had another channel which was all about predominantly clothes and unboxings and chit chats about life. So anyway, if you're interested in that, I can include that link in the description. This isn't really a promo for that, but just backstory of what happened. And so because it included my life and things that were really important to me, books are very important to me. I read more than the average person. I just love books. I don't really watch TV or get engrossed in the whole Netflix series or anything like that. That's very unusual for me. So what I would do is I would have these book reviews, and I would find myself getting a large amount of new subs. And then as soon as I would put out a fashion video or something about just chatting about purchases and makeup, all of a sudden I would lose all those subscribers. So I just realized that was really two different audiences that I was kind of going over and competing against each other, if you will. So I said, well, I will start a book channel separate from that, which is what I did. So the point was really to try to stabilize and to help the YouTube audience find the things and not be annoyed by the things that they didn't want. Because I didn't want my fashion people to unsubscribe from the book ones and then miss the fashion, nor did I want my book people to see a fashion video and then miss my next book video, because I wanted their opinion. I like that dialogue. That's kind of what I was going for. I live even more than the subs or the likes for the comments and for that interaction, and for someone saying, yes, I cared about what you said enough to respond to that, or to give you some advice, or to say, I read this book, or I love that book, or that kind of thing just makes my day. And that is what I discovered was really important to me. I also, like many people have said, just the community and the genuine friends that I have found have been so important. Just actually knowing what's going on in their lives, which is why today I'm going a little bit deeper than I normally do as to what's going on in my own life and my background, just because there's people out there that I know actually do care about that stuff, and I care about them. And it's a genuine walk through this life together, because this life is not easy, y'all. There are really times that we need each other, and the things and the knowledge that we learn in books and those experiences of walking through those stories, and sometimes really difficult stories, I think is a really powerful sense of community to help all of us go through some of the ups and downs of regular life. So that is what I most enjoy about it. So that's not to say that you can't make money and you can't work the algorithm and work the getting a Patreon or the incomes or things of that nature to make this a viable business. That will never be what I'm trying to do, although I am very encouraged when my numbers go up and don't keep going down. I am very encouraged when I have a lot of likes on a video, and it's like, okay, good. I'm glad that I will take that feedback, that whatever I did for that one, I will do more of that. So it helps me make better content. It helps me connect better to the audience for those things. But I also agree, who knows what the algorithm is? It's weird. I will say, for positive, from my experience, that when I break up and I do not post consistently and I go down in my number of posts, that my views plummet. I know for a fact that you definitely get recommended more and put out there more and going to get more exposure if you are more consistent, if you are more in quantity, and if you have more interaction. So more people liking, more people commenting, all of those kind of things, than if you don't. So anything that helps you do that. But having said that, I'm not a business, and I'm not about the pressure of that. I'm about community, putting out something when I have something to share, and in the meantime, watching other people's videos and trying to take time to comment on their videos and those kind of things. So that's kind of what I'm about. And that, to me, kind of answers a lot of those key points. You know, I don't really even keep a list of exactly what I want to do or when I want to do it. I go very spontaneously. I'm a goal-driven reader. I love having a TBR, and then what have I read on my TBR, and what do I need to do, and those kind of things. You know, I really enjoy the interactions and saying, I have this series of books, which one should I read? I really enjoy that kind of thing, and enjoy hearing it from other people, and like getting to hear other people's recommendations, even people that don't have a channel. When I have a subscriber and you say, hey, based on what you're reading, I think you'd really like this book, I put it down in my wish list, and I'll put down, you know, this is from Faye, my subscriber, so I know who she is. And then when I get to that, it's a long wish list, but when I get to it, then I will know, and I will be able to say, hey, this is where that came from. And I think that's it. The other thing is just I'm looking down at the questions to make sure I covered everything. Really, just the only thing that I didn't touch on is kind of the future. I'm just continuing to do that. I don't foresee me ever having a big announcement like I'm going to break, or I'm going to be away, or I'm going to quit. I just disappear for a while when I need to, when life gets overwhelming, when I get sick, or when I'm traveling, or you know, I may or may not even mention it. And then I figured those of you who appreciate and want what I have, when I come back and I have something to share, then I am that much more happy to see you. So I hope that this, you know, takes care of that tag and honors it in the way it is. This was originally inspired by Jennifer Brooks, who has a lovely channel. It was then made an official tag by Shelly Swearingen, which is a fantastic channel. And then I was tagged by two of my friends, Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl, as well as Sandy at Mrs. Reads a Lot. And I realized all four of these channels I actively watch and love and appreciate, and they're part of the community and the responsiveness. So I hope that I have honored you ladies in putting together a video for this, and I will leave all their channels below. I do want to tag some people that you can also check out as awesome people to follow, and you can feel free to do this tag however you want. That would be Heather at Reading with a Vengeance, and Susan at Road Reads, and Lisa in BookTube land. There are just so many lovely people that I love to follow, love to be part of their lives. If you aren't following all the people and you've got some room for some more good booktube-ness and good people in your lives, check these out. Feel free to do this tag or this response if you have a channel any way you like. Be sure to tag me in it so that I can see it as well and be part of this awesome booktube community. It can be a little discouraging, y'all, not gonna lie, when the numbers stop or even go down and you kind of think, should I take this personally? Is this like, you know, a direct response on reflection on myself? But at the end of the day, the good outweighs the bad. The positive responses and comments have far outweighed the negative, and it's been such a great learning. So many things that I wouldn't have known if it hadn't been part of the BookTube community. And I just look forward to many more years and happiness on the BookTube. And I just look forward to a beautiful future with my BookTube community. And I really appreciate you stopping by. If you hung in there this long, you are genuinely part of my community. Send up a little prayer or positive vibes, as is your practice, for my health and strength as I continue to try to pour into the preschoolers and into the children of my faith community, and just go forward increased with you know, goodness and knowledge from not only reading but just life itself. Let's bless one another together as we go on this journey. Peace and grace.